welcome to another Wednesday video, and this week I'm going to be talking about the top 20 books I want to read in 2022. This is kind of a variety of books that I have that I meant to read last year, and new releases, and books and series that are coming out this way, which I guess would also be new releases, but let me go ahead and just start going through them. The first book I have on the list is A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is the first book in her Wayfarers series, and it's a book I had every intention of reading in 2021, but I just never really got around to it. So I am putting it on the list for 2022 to make sure I read it. I've really enjoyed a lot of Becky Chambers novellas, and so I'd really like to start reading her full-length series. The second one on the list isn't out yet, but will be out, I believe, in March, and that is The Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. I am a big John Scalzi fan, and this one the premise sounds really good. It's basically set in our world. I believe the COVID pandemic is just starting, or has been going on for a while maybe, and it's about a society that preserves kaiju, so like the big Japanese monsters. So I think that sounds like it would be a lot of fun to read. Excuse me. The next one that I have on the list is another one that I have for review. I'm going to have to get my tea here because I am coughing. I have to clear my throat. Quick tea break. And that is The City of Dusk by Tara Sim. Tara Sim's another author that I really, really love, and I am very excited to read a new fantasy series by her. So that comes out, I believe, in March or April. This one is a very old book, the fourth book on my list here, and that is The Stand by Stephen King. I've long wanted to read this, and I keep telling myself I'm going to read this, but I think the only way I'm actually going to read this is if I put it on my list as something I need to read. So I do have that on the list as well. I know this is quite a sizable book, but I would like to get that read. All right, fifth book on the list is Master of Iron by Tricia Levenseller. Again, I really enjoy Tricia Levenseller as an author. She did Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen or whatever, that series. This is the second book in the Bladesmith duology, and I am super excited to read because I really like the Bladesmith. Okay. Sixth one on the list is a older one again, and that is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I got this last year with every intention of reading it and never read it. And I have read some other Mary E. Pearson books that I have enjoyed, so I'm excited with that. Seventh book on the list, Red as Blood, White as Bone by Theodora. I think it's Red as Blood and White as Bone by Theodora Goss. Theodora Goss is one of those not very prolific authors that I also really enjoy. She has like a very unique, lyrical, beautiful writing style, and I've actually read this already, so I can cross it off my list. It is more of a short story rather than a novella. So yeah, it was good. There'll be probably a review is already posted for that. All right, so what are we on? We're on 8. The 8th book I want to read is The Tango Root Palace by Marjorie Liu. She writes the Monstrous series as well as an urban fantasy series that I'm blanking on right now. I am in the middle of reading this as we speak. It's a collection of short stories that are kind of all over the place, from fairy tale retellings to sci-fi to like steampunk to, kind of all over the place. So that's that. Next book on the list is Altered Carbon by Richard K. Morgan. I did go through in 2021, I went through kind of a period where I was trying to read more cyberpunk. I was not very successful, and this is one of the books I would like to read. I would like to read Altered Carbon. It's one I wanted to read for a while, and that's my kitten in the background. He has a cat door he can come in and out of, but whenever he comes in the cat door, he's convinced he wants me to let him out through the main door, but he's just going to have to go out through the cat door. So you'll see him actually, one of these cubbies in the bookshelf is a cat door. You going to come say hi? No, I don't know if you heard that. He says, no, I'm not going to come say hi. He talks back a lot. All right, continue on the list. Another one on here is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I have read the first book in her adult urban fantasy series, and I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I've heard some really good things about Black Sun, and that is a young adult fantasy book, a start to her young adult fantasy series. So I would like to read that. Next book is The Secret Keeper of Jaipur by Alka Joshi. I did read, I'm blanking on what this, but I did read the first book in this series a couple of years ago and really, really loved it. It's set in, I'm going to get this all wrong. We'll just say I like the first book in the series. But it's a historical fiction series set in, the first book was like in the 1950s, I believe, in India, but I'm not entirely sure. I know it was a Middle Eastern country. All right. Next, The Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. She also wrote An Enchantment of Ravens, which I absolutely loved, and I've been wanting to read The Sorcery of Thorns. It is a young adult fantasy novel. I just never got to it. It has been on my wish list to read for quite a while. All right, now we're going to get into some new ones that aren't published yet. The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna, and that is the second book in the Gilded Ones series. I really love the Gilded Ones, and I'm very much looking forward to reading the Merciless Ones. Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. I read my first T. Kingfisher book in 2021 and really enjoyed it a lot, and so I've been trying to pick up some more books by Kingfisher. I'm also reading Clockwork Boys, which is the first book in the Centaur War. I have it from the library. I haven't read it yet. But Nettle and Bone is a new book by Kingfisher that I would really like to read. The Deepest of Secrets, which is the 7th book in the Rockton series by Kelly Armstrong. And that is the final book in the Rockton series, I believe. The Rockton series has been a very interesting, it's about a woman who has to go into witness protection, and she is a former police officer, and she works with this guy to set up a town in the Yukon territory that kind of is a safe harbor for people. It's kind of an interesting situation because it's a safe harbor for people who need witness protection, but people who have done really bad crimes can also pay to get access to the town so that they can stay safe as well. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and there's a lot of survival stuff, and a lot of mysteries around the history of it. And so it's been very good. If you're a Kelly Armstrong fan, I would recommend it. I feel like it's super well written, and I've enjoyed it a lot. All right, Wrath and Mercy by Jessica Rubinkowski. And this is the second book in the Bright and the Pale series. I really enjoyed this a lot. I thought it was a great debut novel by Rubinkowski, and I'm very much looking forward to finishing that duology. It is kind of an fantasy adventure, young adult series set in kind of an Arctic climate. So yeah, excited to read that. And then Activated by Nova McBee. I don't think this is a very popular series, but I've been enjoying it a lot. This is the 3rd book in the Calculated series, and it's about kind of some young adults, new adult geniuses who end up kind of running the world economy. That's not how it starts out, but that's how it kind of ends up. It's very fascinating to watch these young geniuses get involved in all these weird political things worldwide. And the main character, she is a mathematical and economic genius. Anyways, it's a very, very interesting series, and I'm really looking forward to reading. I believe Activated is the final book in that, so really excited to read that. And finally, but the 18th book on the list is Lachlans by Robert Jackson Benet, and this is the 3rd book in the Founders Trilogy. I love the Founders Trilogy. I love the first 2 books, and it's been so long since the 2nd book came out. So very much looking forward to this 3rd book. All right, the next one, book 19, will not surprise anybody, and that is The Long Forgotten Winter King by Annette Marie. This is the 2nd book in the Guild Codex Unveiled series, and I just love this Unveiled series because it's got Zach, my favorite dark druid, in it. And then the last one I have on the list is Into the Riverlands, which is the 2nd book in the Singing Cycle. It's the 2nd, I think maybe it's the 3rd, of the Singing Cycle by Ningbo. And I thought that one was coming out sooner, but it looks like it's not coming out until November of next year, so we got quite a wait on that one. Anyways, so those are the 20 books I really want to read in 2022. Those who have followed me know I usually read between 200 to 250 books a year, so it shouldn't be a problem for me to get those 20 in there. I did do a post last week on the top 10 authors that I want to read in 2022, and I tried to keep the list separate. So this list has mainly authors I have read before. The top 10 authors that I want to read in 2022 are authors that are new to me. Some of them are debuts, some of them are older authors I just never read. So that was last week. Anyways, I plan on updating both the lists, the top 10 authors and the top 20 books, probably mid-year and then end of year to just kind of show how I'm doing and then what I thought of everybody at the end of the year. So, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this and that you have a great week of reading ahead of you. I try to post on every Wednesday and Saturday. As mentioned in many videos, I miss a lot of the Wednesday ones, but I am trying to do a lot of these during winter break so that I can, get a little bit pre-caught up. So, yeah, if you enjoy them, please give them a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, feel free. Yeah, I don't really make any money off of this. I just do it for fun because I enjoy talking about books, even if it is just to a camera. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.